Let's make ourselves a DIY YouTube course. Focus on specific areas of growth at a time, feel and see our ideas laid out, and to have a system for picking back up when we need to skip our plans. Following the 12-week year and the book Sidetracked Home Executives and generic YouTube growth tactics, we're creating a planner out of index cards. I sell the downloadable deck that you see here. You can customize it, print it out, and cut it out, or you can follow along and DIY yourself a card deck using index cards. When you buy your Better YouTuber in 12 Weeks card deck, you'll receive a PDF with downloads for print files and a Canva template link to edit the cards. Pair the Better YouTuber in 12 Weeks card deck with my Just the Date Dividers product to create a planner for yourself that can start at any time of the year. The Better YouTuber in 12 Weeks card deck includes recurring task cards, project cards for learning and creating, and 12 weekly dividers. I suggest just getting started by printing and cutting out the card deck as is. You can customize the cards using Canva as you go. The important thing is just to start and see what works and what doesn't work for you. When cutting out the cards, I like to treat myself to a fun movie, but considering our bigger goal here, your time might be best spent looking through YouTube videos in niches you're most interested in creating in while you cut out your cards. In the upper left, you see my stack of project-based Learn cards. Then to the right, the weekly dividers, and on bottom left, blank cards. The lower right are the project-based video, short, and post cards for planning, researching, and outlining your content. The cards you see in my hand are tasks that are recurring. You print one copy of each and shuffle each as they are completed or skipped. The example card deck is using the 4x6 cards, while I personally use 3x5s. The weekly divider acts as your scorecard, keeping you accountable. At the end of each week, you'll tabulate a score based on the cards or tasks you completed, while comparing that total to what you see in your Studio Analytics. You also prepare for the week ahead by noting what cards you intend to complete on the This Week I Am section. The video, short, and post task cards are project-based, meaning you'll only use them once. When completed, the card will be filed in front of the week divider to be counted when you keep score and for reference later. The recurring cards, such as Network with Other Creators, can be customized for how frequently you intend on spending time on each. Each is shuffled from one day or week to the next. You may include them on your scorecard or not. The Learn cards are meant to keep you focused on one specific YouTube area of growth at a time instead of bouncing from one YouTube guru video to another while your mind is filled with endless possibilities of what you're doing wrong or what you could be doing. This gives you direction. Batch each with like cards and schedule based on your time restraints and where you are at as a YouTuber. Take notes on the card and include them on your scorecard. It's helpful to keep blanks around for additional note-taking ideas and one-off reminders you might want to tackle then or later. I also use these blank cards for scripting, creating an outline that I can reference as I'm recording videos. To create your 12 Weeks to a Better YouTuber planner, print and cut out your Just Date dividers. Included with the Just Date dividers are monthly calendar cards for quick references and notes on important holidays or deadlines for you. Then comes the date dividers, numbered 1 through 31, each with a space to note a memory, comment that will inspire or motivate you, quote, subscriber account, and so on. This keeps you coming back into your card deck. Monthly dividers have a dot grid to them for monthly reflection or note-taking. Finally, you'll find miscellaneous dividers for other components in the home management system. I recommend at least incorporating blanks. However, depending on your content, you might find other cards handy to have around, such as storage or meals. When filming this, January of 2024 had already passed, so I filed my January divider behind December. I filmed this tutorial on February 16th, 2024, and that will be helpful to know as I organize the date dividers. Before we get there, let's place the monthly calendars on top of the monthly divider. So the March calendar will sit in front of the March divider, April in front of the April divider, May in front of the May divider, and so on. Everything is filed on top of the date or month you are currently working from for quick access and a handy visual aid. Since I'm filming this on February 16th of 2024, I'm taking the dividers of 1 through 15 and filing them in front of March. February 1st through the 15th has already happened. I'll not need those dates again until March 1st. Those date dividers now represent March 1st, March 2nd, March 3rd of 2024, and so on. I place the date dividers in front of the March divider and the March 2024 calendar sitting on top of the 1 divider so I can reference days of the week for March quickly. I place the dates and month dividers on top of the miscellaneous dividers. Because this is all about taking 12 weeks to become a better YouTuber, I'm going in to the monthly calendars and highlighting the start and end of each of my weeks, noting the number as well. I set the monthly calendars for the 12 weeks I'm focusing on YouTube for this example out on a table for me to reference. Ideally, you have a large table or desk to work from for the next piece. The system feels good to work through because you can touch and move around your ideas, but also see them laid out in batches or in order. To begin, I set up my mind map for what I'd like to accomplish in 12 weeks on the plan divider. Prior to going to the divider, I've worked through my vision and how I want to feel through stream of consciousness writing. Then, move and organize those ideas into a visual piece I can plan my next 12 weeks from. In the idea organization, I start with the concept of becoming a better YouTuber in the middle and work my way out with larger categories. In this example, I chose to create a blank card out of one of the arms in the mind map for creating a recording sign. This is a one-off project card that doesn't fit in the creating or learning templates already set up. During this time, you will determine how many videos or content pieces a week you'd like to start off with, as well as work through what days of the week or time of day you intend to dedicate to becoming a better YouTuber. Place the plan divider behind the last month in your 12-week year, or at the back of your card deck. Any weeks you finish in the future and cards associated with this will be filed in front of the plan divider. Setting out my first 6 weeks, I lay out the dividers up until week 6 in front of me. Then I distribute the number of video cards per week I would ideally complete. You can determine the topic and title later or have already completed the cards and you're now just arranging them to make sense when it comes to a tentpole event or what makes sense chronologically. Then do the same for shorts and community posts. The Learn category of cards are laid out in what makes sense to you as far as the order of tasks when growing as a YouTuber. However, everyone's different. So take time to review the tasks and determine which cards you would like to tackle in the first 6 weeks. Spread them out according to your schedule and content coming up. Try not to do too many each week. I had some success with batching like topics. I focused on note-taking and learning on 2 days each week, with more of an emphasis on Monday while referencing my notes throughout the week. Take notes on the dot grid space. My cards would at times get pretty messy by the end of the week. Once I have my first 6 weeks of divider set up with the tasks for learning and creating video, I then start to place the cards and dividers behind the date dividers for the last day of its respective week. The last day of my week is Saturday. So in this example, week 1 ends on Saturday the 24th. The divider goes in front of the 25th divider so that all days leading up to the end of the week or all days in that week sit on top of the week 1 divider. In the example, I caught a mistake on how I numbered my weeks and made the correction here. Now I see that week 2 ends on March 2nd, again on a Saturday. In my case, if you're a Monday start, the end of your week would be on March 3rd, a Sunday. Week 2 goes behind the 2 divider, meaning that all dates leading up to March 2nd for that week are on top of week 2's divider. You do the same for week 3. Week 4 should go behind the 16th. However, in this example, the day's date of filming is the 16th, so it hasn't yet been shuffled back in that instance. And recognizing February is an odd month and that we didn't need the 30 or 31 divider, week 4 gets placed in front of the 30 divider, waiting for the 16 divider to be shuffled behind it and in front of the 30 divider the next day. The day following that will find the 17 divider shuffled behind the 16 divider and in front of the 30 divider. The following weeks that end in March will also be filed behind the week 4 divider, but in front of the 30 divider. Now, all of the weeks ending in April are placed in front of the April divider. The April monthly card is placed in front of the first week divider in April for quick and easy access. The May week is placed in the same way with the monthly card in front as well. Any cards you intend on using within your 12 weeks but not yet called for are then placed in front of the plan divider to be organized after you've given yourself a couple weeks of working the system and seeing what works best for you. The other option is to decide ahead of time what cards you would like to tackle in each month and let them sit in front of the monthly divider for you to organize into weeks at a later date. To plan my week ahead, I'll take the cards out from week 1 and begin to place them in front of the date divider I intend on completing each. I almost forgot. At the start of each week, you need to set up your scorecard. I found this so effective, so don't skip this and don't cheat. Write down a list of each of the cards for the week so you know what you started off with and need to do, even if you end up skipping or dropping cards moving into the next week. At the top of the This Week I Am column, I then write the total task number on the top, where I'll give myself a score at the end of the week. Since I'm starting this challenge off at week 1, I note the starting numbers for my channel prior to marking off the totals at the end of the week as well. I fill out the data for how my channel changed at the end of the week or at my weekly accountability meeting with myself. I then review questions that guide me in giving more detail as to what worked well and what didn't. Place that information on the back of your divider to keep everything handy in one place for later reflection. Finally, routine cards that are shuffled each day, such as this daily card for networking with other creators, are placed on the card deck for when your challenge starts. Weekly are placed on the day of the week you intend to be taking care of it, then shuffle to the next week. It's a little bit of a process, I know, getting everything together. However, as a small channel, this is a low-cost and fun way to make creating on YouTube feel like a game, while at the same time eliminating a lot of the guessing around what to do next and why things aren't working out for you. I hope you enjoy it.